it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Friday, March 29th. Okay, so we have the moon in Scorpio going void of course at 11:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be locking into Sag energy at 3:53 p.m. So a little bit of a window of opportunity there to really feel very shaky, very uncertain, very insecure about a couple of things. However, the transition from Scorpio energy into Sag energy is always a positive one. We're moving out of the shadow work. We're moving out of the, I'm going to call it emotional and spiritual change and transformation that we have to go through with the moon in Scorpio into the light. Sag energy acts as the torch, the light at the end of the dark tunnel that is the Scorpio energy. And once we reach that light, we're standing in a new truth. We're standing in a new perspective. We have different options available to us, and we're starting to see the greater, grander picture, the deeper meaning, the deeper purpose of some of our struggles, some of our circumstances. So it's always a positive shift. Now, with that being said, there are 8 different aspects taking place here today. All 8 are involving the moon. And that means that we are in for a moon day. It is time to kind of emotionally refine what it is that we're sitting in and definitely put ourselves in a placement of power, because that's what we do in Scorpio energy, in order for us to rise up, stand at the top, and definitely take in a different perspective, a different horizon. So with that being said, we have the moon in Scorpio energy making an awkward interaction with the sun in Aries energy. And of course, when the sun and the moon come together in any kind of interaction, it is an aha moment. It's an emotional awareness. We are bringing into our perspective a new want, new need, new desire. And so the moon in Scorpio, again, doing a deep dive to unearth the darkest parts within us, the sun shining a bright light in this Aries energy on what it is that we need to do to start something new, to jump into a new cycle, what we want to pursue, what we're excited about, what we're inspired about. Because this is an awkward interaction, there is a tendency to kind of feel like, the push and pull, the tension, the conflict, if you will. The moon in Scorpio energy, again, doing this inner change, this inner transformation, while the sun in Aries energy wants to prompt us to take action, but we're just not there yet. So the push and pull, the refinement, if you will, is realizing what it is that we're actually inspired, excited, motivated to actually take action upon when, of course, we're given with the green light go ahead to actually do so. The moon in Scorpio going to make a positive interaction with Chiron, the wounded healer in this Aries energy. So this is good for us because the inner shift that we've been going through over the last couple of days, especially with the moon in Scorpio, technically speaking, it's been weeks, if not months, dating back to January when we first busted out this new version of self. We are starting to see ourselves, this new identity, this new version of self from a new set of eyes. Emotionally speaking, the moon in Scorpio has helped us change, transform our emotional disposition, our thoughts, our inner dialogue, our narrative in order to align with this new vibration, with this new frequency that comes with this new identity. And with that, new wants, new needs, new desires. We're in the mood to grow, to improve, to bust out with this new version of self. The moon in Scorpio then going to make a very tough interaction with Mercury. Mercury, of course, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves. In this Aries energy, super, super close to going retrograde again. We have Mercury going retrograde in this Aries energy April 1st. So we're kind of slowing down. The intellect is taking a back seat. The intuition is coming forth, and we are starting to kind of blend those two aspects together in order to see a different perspective, different options, different opportunities. The moon being our heart space and Mercury being our head space, they're not getting along right now. And a lot of that, again, is because Mercury in this Aries energy just wants to push forward, wants to jump into new ideas, wants to initiate new cycles, wants to just kind of see the forward movement. But we're not there yet. We had to do the inner change, the inner transformation to prepare ourselves, equip ourselves to actually be able to take action and make moves. So here it is. Our heart space is kind of I'm going to say looking to stabilize, because it is a fixed water energy, Scorpio energy, fixed sign, which means that we're not really into making changes. We're not really into, jumping into new cycles the way that the Aries energy that Mercury is currently in wants us to do. There is this aspect where we just want to kind of build ourselves up in our inner realm before actually initiating on new ideas, on new cycles, on new chapters. The last aspect that the moon in Scorpio will be making before going void, of course, is a beautiful one. It is a trine, so an harmonizing energy with Neptune, who happens to be in his place of power in this Pisces energy. So again, water on water action. Water on water action cleanses us, it purifies us, it kind of washes over us, takes the fragmented, funky parts of us away. It refreshes us, it renews us, it restores us, especially where our emotions, our intuition, our imagination are concerned. We're building ourselves up. We're hypersensitive with water energy, so we're picking up on the subtle energies of our environment. We are tapping into a new stream of imagination, of creative force energy, and from this, our intuition is kind of showing us what it is that we're being guided to pursue from here. Again, building the energy inside of us before we're able to take action outside of us. So again, the moon goes void, of course. We lock into Sag energy at 3:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. About an hour and a half later, we have the first interaction with the moon in Sag, which happens to be an awkward interaction with the North Node in Aries energy. So the North Node is trying to get us on the right path to be a little bit more independent, to build the relationship with ourselves, to know who it is that we are, to stand in our power, to tap into our creative force energy. It wants us to grow. It wants us to be better. It wants us to improve. Now, the moon in Sag, the good thing about the moon in Sag is that we're optimistic, we're confident by nature, because Jupiter rules over the Sag energy. We are thinking big, we are dreaming big. The only problem that I'm going to say, and whether you want to view it as a problem or not, that's up to you. The problem is that we bite off more than we can chew with this Sag energy. We almost dream too big of a dream. We are so out of the realm of reality, where we're so hopeful, we're so wishful, that we just conjure up this huge vision that may not be obtainable. This is where I say cautionary note, because what happens is that the moon in Sag leads into the moon in Capricorn, and that's where we get a harsh reality check, and we have to reframe our goals, our visions, our dreams that, of course, we were inspired to kind of create within ourselves with the moon in Sag. So as long as you know that you're going balls to the walls and trying to create this dream, this goal, this vision that, again, will have to be kind of crunched down, will have to be refined, will have to be a little bit more realistic in our approach to be able to bring it to life in the coming of days when we shift into that Capricorn energy, then by all means, let your imagination soar. But the moon interacting with the North Node right now, it's an awkward interaction, so we're really not sure, because there are more opportunities available to us now than there were even a couple of days ago. We're just not sure which path we want to pursue. We're not really sure where it is that we're growing into. We're really not sure what it is that we want to manifest. Again, things are rapidly changing, seeing as we are in this eclipse energy. And this is just taking a good look at our future past and just being a little bit uncertain about which one is the most favorable, which one we're being called to pursue. The moon in Sag is then going to sextile, beautiful interaction, with Pluto, the great transformer himself, in Aquarius energy. So I love this because it shifts us into a new mood, a new attitude, to do better, to be better, to dream bigger, to just kind of explore the options that we now have available to us, and how excited or inspired or motivated we actually feel when considering said option, said path. Emotionally speaking, this is an empowerment energy. It's showing us where it is that we have the power and control to kind of create our own fate, to create our own luck, to put ourselves in a position that we really wouldn't even have contemplated just a couple of weeks ago. So this overall is a push in the right direction. The moon is then going to make a positive interaction with Mercury, again, in this Aries energy. This is going to bode very well for us, not only because it's a positive interaction, but because it's fire on fire. So there's a a creative force energy, a little bit of a pep in our step, if you will. The moon being our heart space, Mercury being our head space, they're on the same page. They're thinking about the options and opportunities. They're thinking about what it is that's making us feel excited and inspired and motivated to take action and make a move to actually choose a path that we eventually will be walking. And so we could also see this be a favorable time to kind of communicate, express ourselves, share our thoughts and ideas. But because Mercury is about to go retrograde, I will just give you a cautionary note that a lot of the things that we're excited about, a lot of the things that we're really like wanting to initiate and take action upon, we're going to have a second go at that. We're going to have to refine that. We're going to have to revisit that, revise that. We may not feel the exact same as we currently feel about the options that we're currently considering in a month's time when Mercury comes out of his retrograde and goes direct again. So cautionary note, it's great to be inspired, it's great to be excited about something. Just know that we may see a rapid change in that particular idea over the next coming of weeks. The last thing that we have going on is the moon making a positive, but yet a little bit of an awkward interaction with Chiron, the wounded healer. And so I say positive because we are seeing ourselves from a new set of eyes, this new identity, this new version of self. And of course, the moon in Sag, very positive, very optimistic, very confident. However, it's an awkward interaction because, again, we're not feeling so comfy in our skin. There's a lot of unfamiliar things about this new version of self. We are testing the parameters of how it is that we feel while aligning with our higher self. And because I'm going to say, strength and connection just isn't as strong as, or what I should say is familiar as it once was, we're questioning a lot. Therefore, there is this narrative where we're building ourselves up. We can do it. We have what it takes. We can definitely bring something new to life. We are strong. We are capable. All of these good things. But just as those kind of sentiments come out of our mind, come out of our mouth space, then we're like, but do we feel like we're ready to jump into this right now? Do we feel like maybe we could be practicing something, researching something, exploring something? So as positive as it may be, building our new version of self up, just when we do that, we start questioning, do we need a little bit more time to contemplate? Do we need a little bit more time to research, to explore? Do we need to step back, take a good look at ourselves, really identify what it is that we could strengthen within ourselves, what it is that we could do better? So it's not a negative narrative by any means, but it is a questioning narrative, which means that there is always room for improvement.